In this video today, I'll be taking into account from $100 to $1,500 trading Forex just now. For a client as requested, my sole aim is to take it to a mighty height. I'll go into something very massive ASAP. This is XUSD and we'll be trading XUSD in this very video because of how volatile it is and how it can give me this money I want just now to the very account. So currently, if you check from this very point, see that these trades have been rejecting from this very zone. There's a very key zone there the trade is currently rejecting from, and the key zone is affected by this very area. The key zone is affected by this very, there's a very big zone there that caused this trade to pull back from this very point. That is why the trade reached in the past. The trade reached this very point and started rejecting, and also broke here, retested to this very point, and currently the trade is currently rejecting from that key zone. And this trade will sell down to this very point because these are the two key zones that are currently at this very point. The trade now is currently going to sell from this very area, to this very point to give me huge profit ASAP. That is this point. I have to promote this account to something very massive and see how you can grow this account just now. And you have to be very specific in your entry because at this very point you have to zoom into small time frame to see market bounces around the zone. So currently, if you check this very point, see that market reached this very point and retested. You see market reached this very point. In the past and retested from this very point. Market went here and retested. You see market is currently at that very point. So let's watch market reaction at that very area. If market breaks that area, then I'm entering in full velocity to a downside. That is how I'll be doing this trade to flip account to something very massive just now ASAP. So let's be watching how the market is doing. Let's be watching market reactions at that area. Let's be watching what the trade has to do just now. Let's be watching how I'm going to take account to something very massive just now, because I've always told you for what you need the right strategy or signal group to flip account to something very massive like you always do. So currently at the very point that the market is going to break this very zone, that the market will go to grab liquidity, because a lot of people are expecting a trade to start selling down massively to start buying up from that very point. I've seen what the trade did here. So currently, this trade is about to start pulling down to the downside to give me huge profit. So currently, I've entered my sell on the very trade. I've entered in a sell on the very trade to the downside now. I've entered in a sell now to the downside. Let's wait and see what XUSD has for us just now. Let's see how we can flip the account to something very massive just now. So I've entered ourselves on the very trade. Let's see what XUSD has. Let's see how we can flip account to something massive just now, trading the very account just now. So guys, currently already making huge profit ASAP. I'm making profit. It is currently selling down massively from my zone. It is currently selling down massively. So currently, I'll be closing up positions in profit ASAP. From now, I've taken account to from $100 to $258 ASAP now. Just now, watch what happened. It is selling down massively. This is selling down from this zone. This is selling down massively from this very point, and we made it profit just now. Let's watch and see our nice entry again to take this account to something very massive, to a mighty height. Let's see what XUSD has for us just now. Let's see and wait for a nice entry and a nice setup, because I've always told you in trading you need to have patience to execute at the right point, because if you execute at the wrong point, you tend to pay the market back with your money. That's what you tend to do. So let's watch and see a nice entry and a nice setup to take our next trade to flip it to a mighty height. So from the very point, I've seen that the trade have broken the very point at this very point. So currently, the trade have broken this very zone. Broken out from this very key zone here. Trade have broken out from that key zone there, and currently it's going to pull to the downside. It's going to be pulling to this very point. It's going to be going down from this very downside here, from that very key zone, from there to this point. That's where the trade is going to, and nobody is telling me something. So currently, I'm increasing my lot size 0.50 lot size, and I'm entering a sell in the very trade. I'm entering a sell to the downside from this very point with my capital, because I've grown more capital. Something I've done with my capital, and let's see what XUSD has for us. Let's see if we can take account to something. We're already in profit ASAP just now. It's up. Let's wait and see if we can get something very massive to a mighty height just now. Let's see what XUSD has for us just now. Let's see what XUSD has for us. Let's be watching and see what the chart will give us now. Let's be watching the very trade. So I entered trades with 0.50 lot size because I entered at the right entry because I'm very sure of this my entry. I'm very sure because any minor retracement you have blown this account, and trust me, we cannot blow this account. So I'm going to take it to something very massive to a mighty height. Let's see what XUSD has for us just now. Let's see. My aim is to pull it to this downside. That is my aim, and we have made something very huge at the very market just now. Guys, the trade is currently selling down massively. I'm closing up positions and profits and close up positions. I close positions so that I'll gather more capital, and from $100 we're going to up in $4.71. So I've seen a very nice entry at this very point here. I've seen a very nice entry here. So currently, if you see what the trade is doing here, there is a very key major reactions at this very point. At the normal area, there is a very key reaction at this area here. That's the very key reaction. And also, there's also a major key reactions at these liquidity grabbers. These are the liquidity grabbers. These are the major reactions for the liquidity grabbers. So the point, I've currently reached the point and touch into these two tips. So currently I've entered my sell on the very point to the downside. Let me enter in a sell and see what gold has for us just now. I'll be entering just 5 positions. So let's see what gold has for us. Just now. You guys, we're reading blue, so we're making profit ASAP. Let's watch and see gold sell down massively. That's the key point for it to sell down massively at this very point. It is meant to sell down to this very point. This is my aim. This very point, because this account is from $100, we're going to something very massive. Let's see gold sell down to that very zone and that very entry. So guys, we're already making profit ASAP. You see, it is currently selling down from my key zone. It's currently selling down massively. We're already making huge profit ASAP. What I see what it is doing here ASAP. This is all I just did now. Let's see what gold has for us just now. Let's see what good does for us, and I'll be closing this trade in profit. Close up positions in profit. Currently we're up in 1,173.51. So currently let's see a nice entry. And let's see what good has for us. We'll flip it to something very massive. So we'll be looking at our next trade to something very massive. Notice this: when you see a breakout from a very key zone, there is also a retest in the key zone. So the trade is going to retest. I'm entering a sell to retest this key zone that broke out now, because I closed the position in profit and the trade broke out massively, and we are selling that massively to see how we can flip back on something very massive ASAP. So let's be watching the very trade and see what gold has now ASAP, because I'm expecting a retest in this very trade. When there's a breakout, there's a very big, huge retest and a spike downwards. That's what the trade always do ASAP. That very key zone I mapped there is a very point the trade is currently going to retest to, because that's a very big retesting area. Because when the trade break out from that zone, to retest that very area to start moving to the upside. So I'll be trading the very retesting points where the trade continue selling down massively in profit. So you'll be watching and see ASAP. We're making huge profit ASAP now. We enter this trade and we're making huge profit. So let's be watching the trade and see what gold has now, because this is the main points and the main area to retest that very key zone. That's why I'm very patient and I'm specific in my entry and specific in the right direction of the very trade. So we are making profit ASAP and currently to something very massive. Currently, let's see what gold has just now. Let's see what gold has for us just now. Let's be watching the very trade and see our specific entry and the specific movements of the very trade. They're currently selling down and we're making profit at that very point. Is a very downward zone. The trade meant to push the downside to reject and grab liquidity before moving to the upside. So let's see what the trade has for us. It's time to reject, because one thing with me, when I'm assured of my trade, I have confidence and I'm very specific in my entry and waiting for the trade to pull back to give me the profit I need in the very trade before I can exit my trade. So that point is very big. You just need to, if a trade reject that very area, to start selling to downside, and they've currently broken from that very area. So there's a very pullback to downside. That's what the trade is going to do now. And currently, I'll be closing out trade in profits because these have currently reached a point. I'm closing out trade in profit, going to up in 1,507.83 in the very trade we took now. Let's see what gold has for us. Gold took account from something from $100 to $1,500 for a client. That's what we do, to a mighty height. Mighty height, we always go.